Hey guys, it's not Lambers of Invoked 101, and today I want to do a video that I've been kind of putting off for a little bit, and that is I want to do a video about some of my favorite decks over the past couple years that I've played personally. Now, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I have a bunch of different decks that I've profiled for the channel, and that I've updated various amounts of times. But yeah, so I've gotten around when it comes to playstyles. I also play Yugo Pro and I play Duel Links. But I'll try not to bring the Duel Links stuff into here because there's some decks that I played in Duel Links, such as Silent Magician Turbo and XYZ Dragon Cannon, which I actually play IRL to a little bit. That I'll try not to bring into this video. This will just be focusing on my TCG decks. So let's talk about number one. Or let's get into it. This is my top 5 favorite decks in no particular order from the past couple years. So the first deck I want to talk about is, of course, Invoked Windwitch Artifact. I remember when this deck came out. So Invoke comes out and it's like, oh, it's based on this this dude named Aleister Crowley, and it's all about these monsters from Final Fantasy, and it's a fusion deck. And I was like, well, I like fusion monsters. I like weird, obscure references. I like Final Fantasy. Let's check this out. And so I check out the deck, and I'm like, it's okay, but it only has one guy and a mask change, so that's cool. And then the Wind Witches come out, and those make my favorite monster of all time, which is Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, for free. And then when you mix it with artifacts, it was a hard counter to what is probably still my most hated deck ever, Zodiac. So I was like, a deck that's good and is a hard counter to the deck I hate the most. I think I'll pick this up. So I played it for a really long time. I played it all the way up into Link format once I was able to play it. So yes, I love this deck so much. I love the Wind Witches. I love the Spellbook engine. That was an awesome addition to Wind Witch Invoked. It was amazing. The Kaijus were really cool to put in here. It was such a malleable deck that you could just put in your side deck, really, any other engine you wanted, and you could really side out your pieces and pick what you wanted to play during that time. And it was just an overall great deck. I loved Wind Witch Invoked, and it makes me sad that I can't play it as competitively as I used to. Number 2 is going to go to Speedroids. So I played Speedroids. I'm on my 3rd variant of Speedroid right now. I'm going to be working into my 4th. So when I first picked up Speedroid, I instantly fell in love with it. Terratop was at 3. Crystal Wing had just come out. It was amazing. I loved this deck. This was the first synchro deck I ever picked up. This was the first time this was the deck that taught me how to synchro summon. Because I didn't know what a tuner was. I didn't know how synchro monsters worked. I didn't know how any of that mechanic worked. And my buddy, he almost exclusively played synchro decks. He picked up in the synchro area. He's like, dude, just pick up a cheap little synchro focus deck and see what you can do with it. So I picked up Speedroids because I had a lot of the cards. And I love the deck. It's awesome. Clear Wing is great. Being able to Black Rose and go and just like level stack Chanbara is amazing as a level 5. Then Terratop got hit. But then the Wind Witches came out, so it was okay. So I did play Speedroid Wind Witch. Right now I'm on Symphonic Warrior Speedroid, which I really like. I really like Symphonic Warrior Speedroid. And with Needle Fiber right around the corner, along with Junk Connector, which does help this deck just a little bit. And hopefully Junk Connector is going to be in that Yusei tin. This deck is going to be great. And we got Great Fly coming around. So we got our Windlink monster finally. So, yes, I am definitely going to be doing an updated Speedroid deck profile when we get Great Fly, because I love this deck so much. Alright, number 3 of my top 5 favorite decks from the past few years. Probably gonna go to Ancient Gear. I really liked Ancient Gear. I loved Ancient Gear for a really long time, and I still like it. I just want to get Ancient Gear fusions. It's really hard to get copies, and I got one coming my way, so you guys can expect a profile of that, and hopefully I'll find a second copy at some point. Or I'll just scoop up the Legendary Duelist packs when they get discounted. But yes, Ancient Gear is so much fun. Just being able to beat over almost anything in your way, and the fact that like they got this awesome structure deck that got Max C in it, and they got Wyvern and Catapult and all these amazing cards. Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon is a freaking awesome card. Chaos Giant turn 1 is incredible. Being able to still play Golem is fun. I love this deck. I remember I'd play this deck all the time in high school, and people hated it. They did not like the Ancient Gear deck because of Chaos Giant. And Howitzer's still a great card. What's their other? Ultimate Ancient Gear Fusion is great, and I have a copy of Megaton Golem, and he's really good too. I just haven't been able to update the deck because I ain't got my Ancient Gear Fusions. But yes, this deck is so much fun to play, and it's such a fan favorite deck. I do wish it had a little bit more competitive viability to it, and I feel like it's on the cusp of it. It just needs something more. It just needs a little bit more consistency, maybe like a Destiny draw for it. But yeah, that's another one of my favorite decks. Number 3, Ancient Gear. So, number 4 is going to have to go to DDD, or Triple D for those who watch the dub. I always call them DDDs. I didn't watch Arc V until like its final 5 episodes because I heard that it was like really dumb. But yes, I did. But I always call them DDDs, and this deck held my favorite deck spot up until I started playing Wind Witch Invoked. I freaking loved Deities. This deck was insane. This deck was just amazing. I played this when I first started getting competitive too. Because this was the deck that I took to locals I think 3 times and did okay with. I found out I was doing better with Speedroids, so I played Speedroids over it just because of the way the format was and being able to spit out Crystal Wing with the Wind Witches. It was just a better option, honestly. But yes, Deities was a very fun deck. Ragnarok was amazing, being able to special summon cards back from the graveyard and get him out of the Pendulum Zone, and Thomas and Kali Yuga, and being able to make Crystal Wing and Siegfried and oh, what's the other one? Hope Harbinger turn 1. It was an incredible deck that could put up just the biggest fight of its life. And while it had pretty good consistency too, even though I was only using trade-ins and lures. But I love this deck so much, and it was definitely the deck that my friends from high school, if I took it out right now, they'd be like, no, put that back. I don't want to play that. So yeah, I love DDD, definitely number 4. And so number 5 is kind of hard. My 5th favorite deck of the past couple years. I was going to put Cyber Dragons here. I was going to put Invoked Mech Knight, but I felt Invoked Mech Knight was a bit of a wash, especially since I put Invoked Wind Witch already on this list, and I think I like Invoked Wind Witch just a little bit more than I like Invoked Mech Knight. But for number 5, I think because I've been playing this deck a lot too, and it's another competitively viable deck that I actually really did like, I'm going to go with ABC. ABC was the first competitively viable deck I ever picked up right before DDD. And this was after I stopped playing Cyber Dragon in high school, which Cyber Dragon was like one of the first decks I ever played when I got back into the game. ABC was the one that came after that once I took the biggest L of my life. And ABC was just an incredible deck. At first, I only played it because I was like, oh, it's winning, it's really good. I dropped it once I got DDDs, though. I really did, because it wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel right playing that deck for that reason. So I dropped it, and then I picked up something else. But later on, of course, as you guys know, I have started playing the deck again, and in fact, I still have it put together, just minus the hand traps, because, you know, another deck in my life needs them. But yes, ABC is such an incredible deck. I love the output and the ceiling of this deck right now. Being able to drop Ancient Fairy with Destrudo, and it is a little bit flexible in its playstyle, but it is pretty simple, and it does have a lot of combos. And the way that it has the interaction with the Link monsters, where they're all sent to the field from the field to the grave, and then you get their effects, is awesome. I love the fact that they're basically perfect Link materials. And we have Cleafort Genius right now. We're getting the Light Link monster in Cybernetic Horizon, which is kind of far away at this point, but not super far. And ABC Buster Dragon is still an amazing boss monster. That card is nuts in the meta, and it is a good boss monster, but a lot of people are using it as a cherries target, so this deck does have a bit of a tough time getting there. But yeah, ABC number 5. Anyway, tell me what you guys thought of this list. Tell me what your top 5 favorite decks in no particular order are in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.